D&D. D&D. All right, recording. Cool. So we just had the giant just blast out from that sound you guys were hearing. For those that rolled higher than 12, you guys can see that the giant doesn't appear to be like the stereotypical angry that you may have associated with like busting down a wall or anything like that, but rather this giant seems scared, terrified of something. You don't necessarily know what. You just know that in its eyes, it's not like a it's like a kind of an eyes. And that's what you guys see as you come out. Additionally, you see most of the native denizens just kind of start scattering away from the area, making sure they're not being hit by anything going on as this kind of abrupt explosion happened with the dust settling. You see that there are some of the stone guards that are coming out to try and quell some of the issues that are going on as you guys kind of step out into there. And as you guys do step out, you see that the gaze of this giant immediately shifts towards you as you guys are stepping out of the inn.
Oh, back in.
Let's go help him. How cool would that be?
Go help
Or
him.
we could sneak over the wall while nobody's looking.
How do we help a giant?
If we help them, then we can get our name known, and then they will probably help us out in finding the things that we want.
Wait, are you wanting to help the giant or help the people?
I'm wanting to help the people because.
Oh, I thought you meant the giant.
Yeah, if like the guards have been looking for us, and if we help them, they can be like, ah, shit, we're in your debt, and maybe they'll help us.
Or they're like, oh shit, there they are. Let's get in now.
Yeah, but then if that's the look they give us when we show up, we'll let the giant kick the shit out of them, and then we'll help them.
Okay, so what are you guys deciding to do as you're kind of like having this quick thought process? I'll give you guys another second to figure out what your plans are before anything happens.
I say we need info. We need any leverage we can get. There's a shit ton of other people over there that are already helping, so we probably aren't going to be much risk by going over and trying to help too.
I guess.
Okay. So you guys are choosing to kind of help in, so you guys immediately kind of get into your own little formations as it kind of happens. So you see the stone guards kind of like jump ready to battle and kind of defend this kind of issue coming out. And so you see some of the guards are kind of like gearing up the positions, kind of like putting up like pike sword or kind of like pike poles, pole arms, weaponry like that. Or some of them are kind of like at the front holding their shields and their sword, kind of like ready to essentially create like a makeshift barrier to prevent this stone giant from going any further. You see some of the guards are kind of like shushing away some of the citizens to kind of make sure that they are within a safety area that is outside of the reach of this stone giant. And kind of as it's happening, you see the stone giant immediately kind of slam down his fist, trying to break apart some of the area in front of him. Do you guys have a reaction?
How far away are we from this giant?
I'd say you're about 30 feet.
How much rope? Sorry.
I was going to say, do we have a fancy formation thing on a separate website?
No, not like that for this.
Okay.
How much rope do we have to tie together as like a tripwire?
That is a conversation between you guys.
I know.
Who's the fastest? Who wants to Star Wars it?
Why?
Why what?
He doesn't look like he wants to fight, does he?
Yeah, but we need the town's help more than the giant's help.
Just talk to him.
Talk to the giant?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do giants talk? I'm pretty sure giants can just say, "Rawr."
I don't
If
know.
you want to talk to the giant, talk to the giant.
I'm gonna borrow a stool. Hey, stool. Can we mind link with him? Can you mind link with him?
He looks kind of scared. I'm not sure if he's going to be ready to kind of sync up with us.
I'm just gonna like. I don't know.
Okay, so how many guards people are around?
How many guards? I would say 15 to 20 are kind of starting the kind of like half circle, ready to cage in this giant.
Do they look like they know what they're doing?
Do they look like they know what they're doing?
Yeah.
They are trying to get into a formation, so they have like a relative idea of what they're trying to do. Mainly being the objective of to quell the giant from going any further, from breaking anything and destruction.
Okay.
Is there something you're trying to do?
Not particularly. I just want to make sure that I don't know. Does anybody have anything that they could like help restrain a giant creature from? I like the rope idea. How much rope do we have?
I have 5 feet.
I have 50 feet.
That probably sounds a lot more.
That sounds like a lot more. Is the giant standing or crawling?
Standing. It is a huge giant.
How tall are we talking here?
Let me make sure I understand how big huge is.
It'd be giant.
If you want to go talk to the giant, Cirella, you can.
Huge is at minimum 15 feet.
15 feet.
So he's between
I don't know
15
if
and
he's
20
gonna
feet.
hear us from the ground, but
Do I have a jetpack with blades that come out of it?
Probably in your imagination land, but in reality in which you are based currently, no.
Oh, okay. I can't like swing around the buildings. Okay.
Nah. You
Yeah.
can think about how cool it would be.
What?
I didn't know if he started the recording.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no. Thank you.
So in my head, and for Cirilla, I have that I'm still holding on to my beer because I like open the door
Okay.
with my beer in my hand,
Okay.
and I'm like looking at this giant, and I'm just gonna like walk towards it and like touch the foot to the giant. That's what I really want to do.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do.
That's what you want to do. So real quick. So you can't.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, that's what you want to do.
What is she doing?
Between you and the giant's foot is about 30 feet, and in between that, at that 15-foot marker, is like a half ring of guards, kind of like ready to corral this beast from going any further.
Hey, Gwen, can you tell the guards that we're here to help them?
Okay, can I go just talk to the guards and be like, what happened, I guess? And then I decide if we're gonna help.
From the craziness and the expectations of what just happened here, they are completely ignoring you while this is happening.
They don't want to talk right now, Tom.
They're kind of focused.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So if I would walk past them to go and touch this giant,
You're gonna have to break through their kind of ranks right now, while this giant is kind of hesitantly, kind of trying to figure out what its move is, because you recognize that it is scared. Not necessarily it's anger or anything, but it's scared and doesn't know what's happening.
okay,
Still think we should get across the wall before anybody notices.
I'll go get across the wall. Yeah, I'll just gonna try and push through the guards still, and try to get to the giant. Maybe try and calm him down. Y'all are.
Okay.
Back.
Okay, so Cirilla, you're trying to just go past the guards on your own?
I
Okay.
guess.
So kind of as you start making your way out that direction, then so Gwen, you're trying to call to the guards after it's what's going on? The guards are kind of just focused on what's going on at hand. They're kind of talking back and forth from each other, making sure that the right flank and the left flank are all set, making sure there's no issues going on with theirs. They're kind of expectantly waiting for this giant to kind of do any kind of sort of action aside from its normal pounding and things like that. Cirilla, you just kind of push your way through. Can you give me a strength check?
Oh, there it is. So trying to find the strength would be at a 20.
Okay. So you move these tiny munchkin dwarf soldiers, and you're just nope, out the way.
Out the way.
Out the way. You don't hear anything of what they're saying. They're just kind of looking at you, going just so you can't hear or understand this. You can't understand what they're saying. You just hear them kind of bickering back and forth. They're just as you just kind of push your way through it, and you start making your way towards this stone giant. Got 3 other characters here that I need to figure out what they're doing. So Tom, you and Gwen were trying to work together for a minute. Nivera, you're just we should probably sneak in, but everyone appears to be ignoring you right now, just going okay, what the hell? Gruk.
I'm not really sure what there is to do.
Not sure what to do because you don't know anything, or you're just kind of just I'm just gonna let this fold out.
Gruk's just kind of confused on where to go.
Okay.
With Nevira.
Is there a way that we can hamper it without necessarily permanently injuring it? Let's do that.
You'll have to describe to me what you're trying to do, because right now this giant is just kind of like confused right now. I'll give you guys a little bit longer before the stone giant decides to make an action as Cirella just starts making her way forward.
All right, I'm gonna throw a vicious mockery cantrip at it.
Okay. What do I have to do for that?
So it is an attack/save of Wisdom 13. Anything within 60 feet. You unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature you can see within range. If the target can hear you, though it need not understand you, it must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. I'm gathering the giants are probably not very smart, so I don't think it's going to succeed in a Wisdom 13 save.
You said a Wisdom 13 is what you used to save?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's the fun part for him is that he's not exactly the dumbest of things. She said a Wisdom 13 has to beat?
Yeah.
18.
Damn it!
Okay, so what happens on a fail?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. So what do you say for your vicious mockery?
Wow. You look like the prettiest stone giant I've ever seen, which means that I've seen dog diarrhea that looks better than you.
The stone giant, in its kind of fervent actions right now, is seemingly unfazed by your unkind words. As you say that, he sees Cirella start making his way and just kind of like hesitantly like backs up, and you see him go to reach for one of these stone blocks that had just come out from the stone wall that he had, and he gears up to like throw it at you, and he's winding himself back, and he sees you put up your hands.
I mean, that's all I'm doing. I mean,
You're just putting up your hands.
like I'm not.
She's
trying
about
to
to
do
be
nothing.
paced.
Oh, kind.
So he sees you put up his hand, and he sees that you're not exactly kind of pointing anything at him as amongst the other guards from behind. So he sees that you're not exactly threatening. He looks around, then he's just like, and he throws it, and out explodes. 3 of the guards from the middle just gotta get blasted backwards. The dwarves are hurt, but they are not immediately eviscerated in a paste of any kind. You can definitely tell that this guy is acting out in a manner that would be as survival as possible, but not attacking anyone that might mean no harm to him or no visible harm. As that happens, you see some of the bystanders again start to like make their way out into the bazaar, kind of making their way away from this kind of excitement that's going on. You see some of the bazaar shops folding down their tents, making sure that there's no damage is going to be happening to any of their inventory. So Nivera, you clock that you see like, darn, they're kind of closing everything up. So probably nothing towards that direction for you to kind of yoink or anything like that, if that was any kind of idea you wanted to go. The guards recognize that Cirella is kind of stepping forward and is trying to help calm down this beast. However, they are still kind of holding out their swords as they're unsure about what's happening and don't understand anything either language-wise for what's going on. You see some of the guards on the left and right flank. You see them gearing up to like gather up with a bunch of rope and hooks as they're kind of like gearing up with what look to be like claw hooks of some kind, and you see them kind of like spinning up on left and right sides of this kind of half circle that was not broken by that stone block. Nevira, Gwen, Tom, you want to do anything?
Are giants considered humanoids?
Giants are considered. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't be a humanoid. They're monsters. I would say humanoid.
I'm probably gonna fail. I'm gonna try and cast Charm Person on it. Now
Okay.
that is so 30 feet, Wisdom 13. You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range and must make a Wisdom saving throw, and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. I would assume that because there's other people fighting it, it would probably
correct.
say it has
It has advantage, and it also just by default for this specific stone giant also has advantage.
Oh, okay. If I succeed, then the charmed creature regards me as a friendly acquaintance.
Okay. So, what does that have to roll under?
Wisdom 13.
Wisdom 13. With advantage. 18 again.
Cool. All right, gonna stop doing that.
Did that remove your spell slots?
I removed one of them.
Okay.
The vicious mockery is a cantrip.
Oh, nice. You can just slowly mock a dragon to death.
Yeah, and they have disadvantage on every attack if I succeed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So what do you try and do to try and charm this stone giant?
Hey, remember when I said you're really pretty? That didn't mean I didn't think you were attractive.
The stone giant again appears unfazed by
you're really tall. I like tall guys.
The stone giant kind of picks up on what you're putting down by trying to throw out an insult and immediately complimenting, and it isn't having any of it.
I was trying to neg it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're trying to put down and build up.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we should, if we can get Cirella to have her not immediately kill him, put those in a word that makes sense. Maybe Stool can connect us, and then if we calm him down enough.
I don't. But we are going to jump to Gwen and Gruk for any actions that they may want to take.
I yelled that to the general group, by the way.
Can I just like yell at him in Dwarvish, see if he just understands Dwarvish from being here for so long? Just like, hey, what's going on? Are you okay?
So you try and yell that in Dwarvish. And what do you yell?
What's going on? Are you okay?
Hey, what's going on? The giant seems perplexed and doesn't appear to understand you for anything, and is just kind of hearing you alongside all the different shouting of the guards and their own kind of things going on. Gruk, do you do anything? You spot some of the stone guards start whipping up their kind of like these makeshift grapple hooks, essentially. You see them starting to like wind up a little bit faster and faster as they're getting ready to throw.
I mean, I don't know if the giant would be able to speak Orcish, though.
Probably not.
Probably not, no.
Probably not.
Did I see Nevira, like, leave?
I don't know. Nivera, did you leave?
Oh, I started walking towards the wall just to check beyond it.
You can give a perception to see if maybe you did see. Actually, I'm not gonna make a roll. I'm gonna say that you probably see just Nevira and the cloak just kind of like trailing along, like a toddler with a big old robe on, just kind of like start waddling their way that direction. You don't know where she might be going, but you don't necessarily see her do anything. All the cameras switched. It's weird.
Yeah, that's because Matt just changed his name.
Oh, whoops.
It just was different.
Nice, cool. That won't make any issues with the recording later.
I'm sure it's fine, probably.
All right, Matt is still the one with the Santa hat.
I'm gonna follow Nevira.
Okay, so you're gonna start making your way towards Nivera. Nivera, what is your action? What would you like to do while this is all going on?
Since everyone's distracted with the big giant, I'm just gonna kind of, and the wall's broken down.
Correct.
I'm gonna see if I can be. If I'm gonna see if I can see beyond it, kind of like, you know.
You absolutely can. So what you see past from where the giant is at and kind of everything that was going on, you see that everything behind him is kind of like different shops and different what look to be large smelteries of different kinds, and a hodgepodge of different creatures working at all of them, as there doesn't appear to be like any single one that's producing anything in particular. It looks like every shop here or every kind of smithy here is producing their own mismatch of different things, whether they be swords, hatchets, morning stars, daggers, just a whole arsenal of weaponries of things being created back here.
Cut me over the wall.
Did that fuck with the cameras again?
No, I didn't
No.
know with the cameras.
No.
Cool.
What?
Get me over the wall.
Why?
I want to go.
Because?
Oh, I just want to go looking around. Just get me
Toss
over the
me.
wall. Give me over the wall.
You're gonna steal some things, aren't you?
No, I'm not. Just give me over the wall.
As
You
you
want
give
to
me
come
those
with
crazy
me?
eyes.
Just get me over the wall. I'm asking you as a friend.
Oh,
I would
Give me a
do
deception
this,
check.
but how do I do heart?
I just need it.
You just do the half heart. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
take that. I'll take that over a roll. Gruk, if you don't believe her, you can attempt deception. I believe. You tell me. Would Gruk feel that this is genuine from Nivera, or do you think this would be met with some kind of hesitance?
Not hesitance, but a different purpose.
Okay. You can give me a deception flat roll.
It wouldn't be deception, it'd be perception.
Perception. Yeah.
Because deception is the act
Yeah.
of
So Nivera would
convincing.
roll deception, but with the brilliant, I'm gonna say just let that go.
The heart.
Yeah. I'm gonna say.
Alright, I'll do-
I'll say this is with just a flat perception. I'm gonna say, or no, this would be insight, not perception.
Yeah.
I'll say this is gonna be a.
Yeah, that would be insight. Yeah.
I'll say it's a DC 15 insight.
Alright. $16.
Oh, okay. So he sees through your thin veiled attempt.
Barely.
Barely.
Just barely.
I know you rogues. You mean different.
You mean different? What?
You mean different than being curious.
I just wanted.
You mean thievery.
We have a job to do, so I'm trying to get more information about it.
What is the job?
We have to go stop Isla. I think it's Isla. Yeah, Isla from reaching wherever she needs to go.
During your conversation with the amount of things that are taking on with this, everyone, you see that the stone guards are throwing out these hooks, and they are trying to essentially kind of like Tom. You recognize this as like an interesting maneuver. You're not exactly sure like what the title of what the maneuver is called. It's like star something, and you're just like, I think I've seen this before. And they. You see You see the left flank of guards on the side where Nevira and Gruk are at. You see them throw their hooks, go up, and they go wide, and they miss the stone giant as they don't appear to connect, and they appear to be going over. The right side flank of the stone guards, you see them throw theirs, and they expertly wrap around the giant's right hand. So the right arm of the giant is now being held, and Cirella, you're seeing this happen as you're just like, what? Or describe to me how you feel in this moment, as you see your stone giant friend, as it were, start to be wrangled.
I'm very disappointed in these guys for not realizing that he's just confused and not really wanting to cause anybody harm at this exact moment.
Okay.
But now it's gonna change.
Now
Most likely.
it changes. Jumping over to Gwen, what are your thoughts in this current moment, or is there anything you'd like to be doing?
Dang. I don't really think something I
That's
can do.
that's right.
Dang is a rather worthy response.
I know. Dick dang.
Doug Dimmadang.
Doug dimmadang dame. All I can really think to do is like back up and then put a shield up just in case he starts swinging.
Okay, so you're pretty far away for him to be swinging or anything like that. There might be like some throwables that might occur, but you are pretty far away from the stone giant and rather the area in which he was targeting, because you don't appear to be a threat to him.
Yeah, I guess I'll just put a shield up and maybe get a little bit closer just to be like, hey, you're okay. Kind of thing.
Tom, you see Gwen, but previously beside you, just start inching her way forward with the shield drawn. What are your actions or thoughts?
Does anybody have a hook? I have rope.
You call out.
We don't need it.
You call out, and you're just seeing the Fruffle just as they kind of like slowly start to like meld their way to kind of like close off the circle from the previous 3 friends that just got blasted back from before. And as it kind of happens, we'll jump back to Nevira and Gruk with their little their little squabble happening.
Gruk, I can do it myself, but I was just asking as a friend. Can you get me over the wall?
You can do the job by yourself.
Okay, bye. And I get over the wall.
Due to the wall's height, give me an athletics.
Damn it, I just rolled acrobatics.
Acrobatics or athletics, either one. I
got a 19,
19
with
okay.
acrobatics. So
with that, you look up at this wall and you kind of think to yourself, you're just like, I can definitely. I've climbed easier walls. This is easy. This is easy. And you get up and you kind of like grab on with your tiny little nub hands. You just as you start climbing your way over the wall. Awkwardly, as you look over to the right, which is where the wall had previously been blown open, which you probably could have just walked through that, but you're just like, that's just too easy. I need to go over here where they aren't looking. So you stand up over this wall, and you get a better look at what you're seeing out there, and you see those same kind of like foundries and stuff like that before. Can you give me a investigation? And would this be? Yeah, this would be investigation. Yeah.
Does this mean I have Gaydar?
Jesus Christ.
I did investigation. I got a nat 20, and that's a 24.
Christ. Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular with this investigation on that nat 20?
I'm just trying to get an overview of everything, I guess.
Just an overview?
I guess, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we don't really know what's over the wall, so just get an idea of everything.
Okay. You can see kind of a better, not a skyline view of everything in front of you, but you can definitely see above most of these houses and homes and stores and things like that over here. You can see over most of their rooftops. Most notably, what you see in a very far distance away, you can see that the line of all these houses, there appears to be a gap that just kind of disappears from these roofs. So it looks like there's definitely something that kind of cuts through in here where there's no houses or homes. There's just like this missing line. After that line, what it continues on is you again see those houses and these homes. Sorry, a fire truck like drove by, I guess. That was, yeah, it was weird. But additionally, in his home, you can see further out, and you see what looks to be this kind of hold of some kind. And you see that there's like these dark, foreboding columns that are kind of like these stalactites and stalactites meeting to make these giant columns. And you see 2 of them, and you see that there are like lava like pouring out from the top of these. It's kind of like a fall of some kind. And you see that past that kind of like glow of the lava, this light that's bringing out in there, you're seeing that this place is definitely a lot more industrialized than you had previously seen. And what looks to be some kind of palace facade between those 2 columns. But this is far away in here. We're talking hundreds of meters away. I believe it's meters. Sorry. It's at least like 1,000 feet away from you. Like it is far. 1,000 feet's far, right? That's like a fifth of a mile.
Yeah.
Can tell you.
I would say that's far for a halfling.
Yeah.
That it would be far for a halfling.
Right. So you see that it's far, but otherwise outside of that, on that 20, yeah. See, would you? No, I don't think you'd see that. You do see that there is an end to this kind of area that you're in. That there is a stone wall that you can see at the very edge of your kind of like sight.
Mhm.
We'll jump to Cirilla. So you see your stone giant friend being grappled. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I will yell for Gwen and ask them to ask. Aren't the guards? Aren't they dwarves? Am I crazy?
They're stone guard dwarves. Yeah.
Okay. And you're a dwarf, right? Like I'm not crazy. Like you know how to. Yeah, you were just
They
speaking.
just
dwarf.
wouldn't. They just didn't listen to her last time.
No, she was talking to the giant last time.
Oh shit!
She was
Sorry.
talking. So I'll ask her to be like, talk to the guards about maybe like standing down, and I'll yell at her to ask him to stand down, and then while doing so, just kind of walk towards him, and then just like, I still want to touch him. Like I still just want to like touch him to like have him like hopefully calm down. Like I don't know if that will like help him relax if I
Boop the
just like
giant.
So you want to pet him?
like I want to like hug him, like hug his leg or foot or whatever, because he's tall. You know, I don't know.
Okay. Interesting.
It's what I want to do.
Okay,
I
no
believe
worries.
in you. You do you.
Okay. Can everyone give me a perception check who are on Nevira? You'll roll with advantage since you're up on top of a wall, so you'll be able to see something a little bit further that's past. But for everyone else that's on this side of the giant, on this side of the wall, can everyone give me a perception check?
I got a 9.
9,
7.
7,
I got a 10.
10,
19.
19,
Got an 8.
8. So who rolled over a 12? Okay.
Melissa.
Nevira, what you see is past that nat 20 you had seen previous, because you were like looking out towards the skyline. You see additionally, now that you're like looking just a little bit closer because stuff's going on, you see that the war path essentially that this stone giant had been on, there looks to be a second one coming out from this war path.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed. As additionally, what you see on this stone giant is what looks to be something that looks like Gruk with stool on him. This stone giant has a second head. You do.
Guys, can I try and yell to them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let them know another.
Do you want to know a little bit more before yelling?
Yes.
Okay. Additionally, you also see that this giant is just as terrified and upset and looking for any way out. This one looks to be just a little bit more concerned, especially so since it has a second head. It looks doubly terrified.
Guys, there's another one coming and it has 2 heads. I don't know if they can hear me from all the way up on the wall.
Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay.
You're like a
I'm
really
sure everybody can hear you.
a really frantic, like almost to the range that only dogs can hear it, high pitched yelling.
So you yell that out, and the stone guards they throw their grapple again from the left side, trying to pull down this giant. Cool. They rolled nat 20. They successfully grapple the other arm, and they pull, and they go as they pull down. Cirilla, in front of you, you see the giant kind of like buckle its knees and falls onto its knees as it's kind of like being restrained on both arms, just as it might trying to get out. And as terrified as it is trying to just like wrestle around and getting away from here. It is within arm's reach of you if you are still trying to pet the giant for whatever reason.
Boop it on the nose.
Not short enough to where you can reach for its nose. It is still standing pretty tall. Being on its knees, it's about 10 and a half feet tall, but it is still... Nivera, you are like 6 something. I don't believe you'd be able to...
I think I'm like 5'6" or something.
You're 5'6"?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Gruk. My bad. Okay, well, being 5'6", you definitely cannot touch its nose unless you try and climb it.
She could do the high school thing where every guy that ever goes under a doorway jumps up and touches the top of the doorway.
You can try and do a jump if you're trying to boop it on the nose.
No, I'm not trying to boop it on the nose.
Okay.
I just wanted them to stop, but it's not.
They don't appear to be stopping. They don't appear to be listening.
Of course not. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still like to. I'll hug its like leg, I guess, if whatever.
You're gonna try and grapple its leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, hug. Nice hug. Nice grapple.
Nice
A
grapple.
nice grappled hug.
It's not a struggle snuggle. It's a grapple.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hug this monster's leg to what doesn't feel like an immediate good response. As immediately as that happens, you feel the giant kind of like kick its leg out as it kind of slips and falls. As you grab its leg, it freaks out and then kicks its leg, but with being pulled down, it towers onto the ground. It is now laying flat as the stone guards are throwing hooks over from the other sides, trying to lay down this giant, and you're just hugging onto his leg. You're just like, I did it!
I got him captured.
Is it my turn yet? I have an idea.
Yep, you can go and talk.
I have an idea. She said there's a second one. Fucking, I have 50 feet of rope. Why don't we stand on either side of this hole and trip this giant when it comes through?
Interesting idea.
I need strong people.
Nivera, with your previous rolls, you do see that this giant is starting to make its headway towards you guys, and rather fast, as it's kind of like realizing that it's what assumably is a friend, brother, something or other, but these are two similar stone giants. You see it start making its way, its way barreling towards you guys.
Gwen, Gruk, Cirella, help me with the second one. I have an idea.
I guess I'll grab on part of the rope and try to help.
Okay, real quick, this rope, it's a silk rope?
Yeah, but it's a rope. Yeah, it's a silk rope.
Okay.
It's 50 feet. How big is the hole? You can double that shit up.
You know what? I will allow it with that quick thinking. But I'm gonna if you're choosing to double it up, you're gonna roll with disadvantage in trying to set it up.
All right, I think we should just. I mean, maybe if we're just trying to trip it, we could probably trip it if we're clamped onto it. Yeah. So I figure let's just do one.
Okay. Nivera, you're up on the top, so you're not gonna be able to help out on this. You can kind of just see the giant coming.
Yep.
What you can do is you can make the call on when the team has to pull the rope tight.
Oh, fuck.
So Tom, who are you taking with you on one side? And then Gruk, you are on the side of where Nevira was at, so you are on the left side of... from the giant's perspective, it would be the right. From your all's perspective, it would be the left. So, Cirella, you're standing in the middle as you kind of turn around and you see this giant just barreling, this fumbling buffoon of a giant just fucking bolting its way out with a second head. That's when you first realize it has a second head. Do you have any kind of reaction to that?
You asked me which side I would want to be on.
Correct. What side would you want to be on?
I want to be on the side with whoever's the strongest to offset the fact that I'm a weak little halfling. So I think that would be with Gruk.
That would be on Gruk's side.
Yeah, so I want to be on Gruk's side, and then we can have the other two on the other side.
Okay. Gwen,
I was helping.
I was helping.
I did not. I said I was helping with the other one. I said I was helping with this one.
This will help too.
I was hugging his leg. How am I over there already?
So tell me what the formation is for you guys and what you're doing.
What I would like to do is me and Gruk on one side, and Gwen and Cirella on the other side. And then Nevira, when she says, pull it, we'll just pull it taut and try and trip this giant. Hopefully then he will fall relatively face forward, and then can be quickly tied down and will become less of a danger.
Okay. So you guys get in your positions, and Nevira, so get ready to roll a d6. On a 1 or 2, you call it perfectly. On a 3 or 4, you're going to call it early. On a 5 or 6, you're going to call it late. Go ahead and give me a roll. I will let you
D6?
be on a d6. I will let you be in fate's hand on this one.
Great.
2?
Yeah.
Two.
Okay. So you guys are going to describe to me how this is going to happen. So this giant is just barreling its way down as it sees its fallen brethren just kind of fall over, and it starts being restrained by these stone guards as they're just kind of like throwing these ropes over him and kind of tying down this other stone giant. So now the other giant's just kind of like laying there prone as he's being held down. And Nevira, you see this just gangly buffoon of a giant just fucking start bolting his way down towards you guys.
Oh, so you're asking, who are you asking to describe something first?
Nevira, as she's going to be calling out what's going to happen, and you guys are going to describe what you all are doing.
I'm just standing on top of the wall waiting for it to get as close as it can, and then I'm going to tell him to pull.
Okay, he's getting there. He's right up on the line. He's ready.
Oh, pull!
Pull!
All right. So I say we each just grab it and heave back to make it as taut as it can.
Okay. Anybody else want to
And
describe
then-
what they're doing?
That.
I'm giving you guys a chance to be cool.
If I had like if I had like a musical instrument I could play with one hand, I would play like a Looney Tunes sound effect, but I don't. So
Fair enough. Okay, no worries. If no one wants to say anything, that's fine. So, pull! Out calls Nevira. Boom, boom, boom. This giant immediately, the rope becomes taut. You feel this giant as he goes in. Can I have so Gwen and so I believe Gwen and Cirella are on one side. Can I have both of you give me a strength check to see if you're able to hold on to this giant barreling through here?
That was a
Jeez.
What'd you guys roll?
natural
16?
one.
Ooh, that does not average out to something good. Okay. For the other team, for Gruk and Tom, can you both give me a strength check to see what you guys average out to?
I got an 18.
18?
I got a 22.
22. All right. Nevira, go ahead and call out. And
Pull!
pull, she says. Immediately, you hear ding as the rope becomes taut, and the giant boom, boom, boom. His 1 foot catches. What you immediately see is you see the rope does catch, and you see the giant fumble as he falls forward. But what you additionally see is you see Cirella holding on to the rope as she gets launched with the rope and starts to go flying as she's holding on with that nat 1. The rope immediately leaves Gwen's hands as she's like, huh, and looks up, and you see Cirella go, woo!
She's too fast. Can I grab her?
I will give you a disadvantage on if you're trying to grab it that fast.
Okay. What's the check?
Athletics. Athletics.
Athletics. Okay.
I'm gonna say it's
Disadvantage.
I'm gonna say it's a DC 16,
All right. First roll. Not great.
not a 16.
Second roll.
Oh, not
No,
great.
that's a 7.
All right.
Bye, Cyril. This is what you get for not telling me about Globacool.
What did you get for making me do something I didn't want to do?
We didn't make you do anything. You decided to go with us.
No, I didn't. That's okay.
This is true. So as Gwen, you immediately see your friend was previously right next to you. The rope's falling into your hands, and you hear, ah! You see Cirilla woof, get thrown. Cirilla, can you give
Can
me
I say we instead?
Okay. Wee! Cirilla, with your previous experience and the kind of like ragtag kind of things like this, where things may not always go as expected, can you give me a dexterity check to see if you land on your feet?
That's a 12.
12.
No. I'm sorry. I looked at dex save. That would be a 10
Okay.
for a check. Yep.
Describe to me how you believe yourself to be so gracefully flying through the air as you are about to be met face first into the back of a store.
How I'm flying through the air?
Yes.
What?
How? So as you're being launched from this, how gracefully you think you are as you are being essentially face first thrown into the back of one of the bazaar stores. The bazaar stores are just kind of like a tarp tent kind of a thing, so it's not a hard wall you're being thrown face first into, but you're not going to have a fun landing.
So in my head, I would like to think that I'd be like Spider-Man. Not that Spider-Man's really a thing. Where I'm like swinging
Okay.
on this rope, and just gonna like be able to go wee and then like just like land.
Okay.
With the
Sort
badass
of.
like superhero landing with like one leg splayed out and your fist, on the ground.
Yeah, and maybe do
Superhero.
like a little, do like a little like flip and then like land. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
All right.
That's what I would think would be in my head, but.
And that's exactly what goes through your head. In all reality, you get flung. You do shout "we," however, with your arms kind of doing this kind of a motion as you're getting ready to do the land, you crumple into the back of a wall of one of the tents. You don't take a lot of damage. It doesn't hurt that bad. Take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
So it definitely didn't feel great getting flung that far and so unceremoniously into the wall. But the other giant is apprehended as it falls down, and the stone guards start wrapping up that giant as well. You do hear that second head just shouting incomprehensible things of not dwarvish nature, not any language that you are aware of, just shouting incomprehensible things. While the other head that was seemingly afraid is just worried and looks to be almost like on the verge of tears upset. Any actions? Any reactions?
I'm just gonna lay right here.
I don't have my rope to help tie it down at the moment, so.
You don't have any rope to tie it down?
I mean, that's the rope that I did have is currently flung all over the place.
Okay. So as you guys are focused on that, on what is going on, you see that the guards are starting to like tie them down, put everything away, kind of like make sure everything is nice and secure, make sure no one's kind of interrupted with anything. Back from the wall, Nevira, so you were keeping an eye on everything going on, and from the wall from earlier, you see that there is a third giant that steps out. This one, totally fine, totally sane, doesn't appear to be in any kind of a manner or anything like that. But this stone giant is rather just kind of like standing there, kind of like a sad parent, like a disappointed parent. Just kind of like with like his arms by his side, just.
Is he by the wall, or are they by the wall?
He's like in the hole of the wall that just happened. So he's like standing like where the mess just happened, just like motherfucker.
Can I look at him and wave? See if he'll acknowledge me.
Hold on a second.
Yep.
Hold on. So yes, you can you wave to him and he looks up at you and he's not like excited to see someone just waving at him. He's more so confused, just like all right.
Does he speak?
Does he
Does he like if he says anything? I guess I'd find out if he started talking. But
like are you able to understand him?
yeah.
No, it doesn't appear to be anything like you understand. At least right now, doesn't appear to be anything you understand. Just kind of like mumbling and thinking to himself. But you see the guards start corral everything and start making sure everything's all set, make sure no one else is hurt. They start doctoring the 3 guards that had previously been stumbled upon. And as they're kind of like tying up the other giants, you see them like put on these like comically large, not cuffs because they're just kind of like these magical stone things that are just like wrapped and kind of like are able to kind of like fuse themselves around the giant's arms as they kind of start escorting them away, standing them up and start escorting them out of the current area. But that previous stone, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're good.
So the other guards have now seen the third giant and are not concerned about it?
No, this third giant doesn't appear to be causing any kind of concern, as he was just kind of like standing there, just kind of like frumpled, kind of disappointed, just kind of like kind of a thing. And the other guards aren't perplexed by him, aren't interested in him, as they kind of just start policing away essentially the previous 2 giants.
Have we drawn any attention for helping?
Not that you're able to see right now, but you can give me a perception check to see if there's anyone, or see if there's anyone that you think is kind of taking an eye to you.
16.
16. You don't see anyone readily looking at you, as they kind of appear to be more so busy with the stone giants first, making sure that no one's hurt, aside from the guards that were hurt previous. So you don't see anyone looking at you right away.
Gwen, let's go find out who the most senior person here is, and make sure that they're aware that we helped them.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. So you just want to walk up to any of them?
Yeah, I just want to walk up to any of them and ask, like, who's in charge?
Okay. So they don't readily understand you, Tom, since they speak
Right.
Dwarvish. So they see you just kind of like fumbling around, and then they look over to Gwen, and they're just gonna they motion to you, and then point. They're just like shaking their hand, and just like, what? What does he want?
He asked who's in charge.
The king's always in charge. Can we need to put these things away? Are you looking for a reward or something for helping? What do you want?
I'll tell Tom they're asking if you want a reward. I think sarcastically. I don't think they really care about giving you a reward.
Tell them that yes, we want a reward, and we want assistance with information. So if they can bring us to anybody who can help us find things that we're looking for, that's what we want.
I'll just relay everything he said back to them and be like, that's what he said.
So you're seeking an audience with the king or something? I mean, there's plenty of people that we could talk to around here that don't have to be bothering us.
Hey, if that's what you're willing to give us, sure.
I will see if he's busy or anything. Can we get back to this?
Yes.
All
Make
right.
sure. My name is Tom. Her name is Gwen.
Gotcha. Tom and Jen.
My name
awesome.
first. I'm Glenn. He's Tom.
Jen and Tom. Awesome. Let's start moving. So you don't see them put down any kind of names or anything like that. They just said and then moved on. You see some of the other stone guards after dealing with you. They start again making sure that everyone else is okay. They start talking to some of the other bystanders to kind of get their perspective on things that may have been happening around there. But they are very clearly not interested in you all for helping in any manner. You do see that the other stone giant that was previously there is just kind of like standing there, and he begins to kind of like fumble himself over, and he goes up to Cirella, and he holds his hand out to kind of like as like a handshake, this big old hand, like a big old handshake.
Well, I guess I'm shaking somebody's hand.
Okay. So you put your hand in his, and your hand is imagine like this big old hand, and your hand's about like this size.
Awesome.
So your hand just gets enveloped by this big old meaty giant hand, and he kind of like shakes your hand, and he gives you like a little nod, and he starts saying something to you. But you're not exactly. No, he's speaking some of the language. You're not exactly able to make it out. But he looks at you and just kind of like waiting for a response.
Hey, Stool, we're still connected with Stool, aren't we? Like
you guys
mentally.
are, yeah.
Okay. Can I ask him to link us together? Assuming that this guy is gonna allow us to link.
Sure. You can ask Stool that, but before that, the giant is noticing like your hesitancy and responding and things like that, and he goes like, "Oh, my bad," and he starts speaking a language you're able to understand. So he speaks Common. He's like, "My bad. Thank you for not hurting them. They truly mean no harm. I don't know what became of them. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. What was your name again?"
My name is Cirella. What was your name?
Cirella, but nice. My name is Rahood.
Rahood?
Rahood.
Is she the only one that's talking to him, or are the rest of us around?
That's up to you guys. Otherwise, right now he is very clearly speaking to just Cirella, since he had seen Cirella hugging the other giant's leg.
With how big he is, though, can we hear him?
Probably you can overhear what he is saying
Cool.
with his bellowsome voice.
We're getting pretty cold shouldered by the guard, so I'd like to go walk up next to Cirella and say, "Hi. Yeah, we noticed that they were a little frantic, so we didn't necessarily want to hurt them. So I had the
You
idea to use
Didn't
the
want
rope."
to hurt them? You were the one that wanted to do the Star Wars thing!
The Star Wars thing didn't hurt them, so I had the idea to pull the rope so that it would trip them, and then they could be
That was my
safely
idea.
restrained.
Thank you very much.
That was my idea. Go fuck
That was
yourself.
my idea.
That was my
I
idea
mentioned the
to
rope.
pull the rope.
I
Tom.
mentioned the
You
rope.
mentioned the rope. You mentioned the rope to
Children,
Star
shut
Wars,
up.
but I was mentioning the rope to pull it across the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Children, shut up.
The stone giant is kind of like looking back and forth at all the pictures. Just like, well, clearly it seems like you've got a handful, and he's looking at you, so it's like, clearly you've got your hands full with it. I don't know what became of my friend. I don't know what was going on. We were talking with the stone, and then as stone giants do, we talk to stone. That's kind of in our name, as you see. So stone giant. When we became giants, we were of stone. And we talk to the stone. So we're
You could talk to
stone
rocks?
giants.
If stoned giants talking to a stone.
No,
Yeah.
not stoned giants. Those are the other brethren that exist elsewhere, not here. No, we are stoned giants. We're very stoic people. We're very stoned things. We do stone stuff.
So what
Stones.
are you in a beneficial relationship with these gray dwarves, or are you like enslaved by them?
I mean, when you're working for people, aren't you enslaved technically? And he kind of like throws his arms up in the air.
That's fair. Yeah, you never quite get the benefit of your own labors. Rise up, proletariat. The so
Don't put the camera on me.
hi.
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 Oh look,
Tina?
they all did it with their right hand.
Yeah, Melissa's got a butt on hers.
It's so hard.
It's a 3.
It's a 3.
We told her to draw half a heart, and she drew half a
heart.
heart in a way that nobody had ever seen before.
What did she
Who
do?
wants to hear me?
See what?
Sing?
They
I
didn't.
thought
They didn't
I
get
thought-
the message. Who wants to hear her sing?
Not right now.
I mean, can we
Not
do
right
it
now. After the session, if you're not in bed.
Okay, I'll text you though.
Okay, sure.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
You are my sunshine. my
And it
She's
happens
singing right
anyways.
now.
Okay.
As long as she doesn't sing like my mom used to, it's fine.
It's a storm!
All right.
Kill me.
All right. That happened. Yeah, so the stone giant just kind of like, I mean, like, whenever you, like, work for people, I mean, just, like, is it, like, really enslavement? I mean, just, like, blah.
Right. So what do they have you guys doing for them? I know you obviously work with stone, but what specifically are they trying to accomplish?
Well, as you can see, this huge cavernous area, like we existed here, and they exist here now. I mean, I guess, but we have our own area. I mean, a very nice area. It's a nice cavern area that we call our own home of the stone. But I mean, if you can see here, there's plenty of all these formations and such. You think people do this by themselves? Nonsense.
You did all this? That's awesome. That's really impressive.
I'm not going to take credit for it. I had no part in, but I mean, I'm not going to say no to a little bit of flattery.
Yeah, so how much do you know about the area?
This is all I've ever really known. I mean, we've got the king, we've got the holes, we've got
you
the...
built this city on rock and rolling.
I've not heard that one before.
I don't know what I was gonna say. Okay, so
you
we're
said
looking.
your name's who's that one that thinks he's so funny? What's with the funny
He-
one?
He's a bard. He thinks he knows everything.
I mean, I'm a stone giant, and I know everything about stone.
Well, that's yeah.
Have I told you about stones?
I would
Tell
love
us
to hear
about stones.
Little bit, but I want more.
You want more? Okay,
for it.
so there's plenty of stones around here, plenty of stone buildings and stone structures. I mean, just like there's so many to talk about. We'll be here for quite a long time talking about stones.
How about white sand? Do you know anything about those stones?
Sand is not. Well, I guess it's a very small stone if you really think about it. But I
Right.
mean, I don't know. I don't think white sand. Is there anything more specific with this white sand? I mean, whenever we're talking to the stones, I mean, like him, I don't know what on with that, but I mean, it seemed like he said something very similar. Is there anything more you could tell me about this white sand?
I mean, it's pure white sand. Is it? I mean, I'm assuming it would be related to near a body of water.
Near a body, the only water around here is the Dark Lake District, which we just broke into. This is where you guys are at. You're in the Dark Lake District with the Dark Lake Brewery and the Dark Lake Stout and the.
Yep.
Man, they
Dark
talk
Lake
about
Lake.
the Dark Lake a lot. They don't talk enough about stones.
You know what? You're right. I'll tell him that. Did you say somebody else knew something about white sand or had mentioned it recently?
Yeah, the guy with the two heads, weird looking fellow, right? I mean, that head was just rough.
Right. I wish I had a second head.
That was.
You know where
wish
they're
you had
taking
a
him?
second head?
Yeah, because then I could talk to myself, and I wouldn't have to talk to other people.
If you can talk to the stone, that'd probably be a rate. Although he didn't look very happy with the head going on. Also, that thing looked ugly, if I may so.
I mean, we have our own version of a guy here with two heads.
Oh,
but
do
I
you?
get what
Is
you're
he
saying.
happy? Where is he?
I
Oh shit, that looks ugly, and that thing is talking too.
Yeah, don't mind him. Do you know where they're taking the other two?
They're probably taking him back to the hold. Probably taking him.
Are,
Not the hold, I shouldn't say. Probably taking him back to the caverns.
are we allowed to just go in there and talk to anybody in there?
You could probably be over there if you want. I mean, like, I speak for some of the stones. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily like the stone speaker or anything like that, but I mean, like, if you need to speak with the stones, you absolutely can.
Okay. Are you the only one that speaks common?
I mean, some of my other friends made fun of me while I was learning it, so I mean, probably.
Okay.
It might be really rough to kind of talk to some of the others, but I mean, like, it's not zero.
Okay.
That's rude of them. Make
Yeah.
fun of for
You
no
seem
reason.
pretty chill. Do anybody speak common or dwarven or halfling or infernal or orcish?
You're in
or...
a pretty dwarven town, if I do say so.
Okay. Okay. Does anybody else have anything they want to ask our new friend Rahoot? But we should introduce ourselves, Rahoot. My name is Tom. This is Gwen. This is Gruk. That up there is Nevira, and then this is Cirella.
Oh, the small one that was waving at me earlier. Interesting. Did she, like, do you keep, like, a leash on her or something? Or?
We tried to, but then she escaped a lot, so we just kind of left her without it this time.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if she's up there and you all are down here, that seems to me like that's easy to just get away from here, isn't it, like that? Especially in the kerfuffle of everything that was happening.
I mean, she climbed up there herself, so there's not a whole lot that we can
Did
stop her.
she? Holy shit, that gremlin can climb.
I know, right?
All right.
Okay, so how do we get to the cavern where the rest of the giants are?
Oh, the cavern. So the Craighorn Caverns. I'm sorry, the Crane Gorm.
You want to try that 2 more times?
Yeah, the Crane Gorm Cavern is kind of like, so I mean, so we're here at this wall, and if I had to say, I'd probably be like pointing back that away on my left, which is y'all's right, way over there, and kind of like tucked away in its own little thing. So I mean, like, we're like pretty far away. We're just past the, the furrow and the cliff districts. So, I mean, just like careful of that. If you fall down those bridges, have fun. It's not going to be a great time falling down there.
If I say that, if I, do you know anything about slimes or about temples to slimes or Jublex the slime god?
Jublex. And he kind
I
of
think
like
that's his
furrows
name.
his brow at you, and he's just like, why are you speaking of demons here?
I'm not a worshiper of Jublex. I just heard the name and I was trying to find out more about him.
You do look rather prim and proper for being, or knowing of this name.
I'm a bard. I hear a lot of things.
What are you asking me again?
I would just like to know. I have a friend that may have been taken by Jublex, and I'm trying to find more information. Yeah, and I'm trying to find more information about Jublex. So I wanted to know if there was a temple or where people that might know more about him hang out, that kind of thing.
If I had to guess on anything with religious values or answers, I would probably just go check a temple rather than talking to a random stone giant like I.
You know the stones, so I figure
I know
you know
the
all the
stones
things that
and everything
matter.
that the stones may speak. For example, this little guy, and he picks up a tiny little pebble and goes, "This one's name is Gerald."
Whoa!
Yeah, here you
Nice.
go, and he gives you the tiny little pebble.
Yes. Okay. So how do I spell Gerald?
It's a
Like Gerald.
Gerald. Gerald.
He kind of like pats your head. He goes like, "However your heart desires," in a very like demeaning way.
Okay, so he's my new pet stone. Do you know where I could potentially buy? Do you have a marker or pen? Wait, I think I have one, and I draw 2 little eyes on Gerald. I have a pet rock.
You do have a pet rock now. You canonically have a pet rock named Gerald. I was not expecting this to happen, but sure. I forget sometimes that like you guys make the story just as much as I throw away something to be funny, and you're just kind of like, cool, got it.
Yep. All right. Me and Gerald are buds. Okay. I mean, you know stones, which means you know all the things that matter. So I was just wondering things about that. Does anybody else have any other questions for our stone giant friend?
It appears your friend Gwen is kind of staring off into space.
Yeah. So
He does
she's
that occasionally. It's fine.
so she's a mountain dwarf. So she feels a little uncomfortable around gray dwarfs because they kind of give her the cold shoulder.
What do you mean? They do give you kind of a cold shoulder. They're also very sneaky, spy people. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's not at least like 17 of them watching us right now, keeping an eye on our every move.
I kind of figured, yeah.
Yeah, you get kind of used to it, especially when you're taking a shower. Hard to keep an eye out.
So what's that? Nevira, didn't you say you saw something really weird off in the distance?
See a lot of things.
Oh, okay.
You gotta be
Well,
suspicious or specific.
if you saw anything special that's made out of rock, you may want to ask our friend.
I mean, I see lava columns.
Oh,
You're the
we're the Deep King. Yeah, that's his little castle thing. He thinks he's so cool being over in there, surrounded by the lava and stuff. Not
The Deep
stone.
King?
Yeah, the Deep King. Yeah, that is usually where he is in most often occasions. But I mean, just like I'd be very careful around there. It's definitely not the kind of place where like non-Grey Dwarfs would kind of be. So I mean, you all would be garner quite the eye out there.
Anybody else have any questions for our friend? Do we want our dwarf that knows things about stone? Our dwarf knows things about stones, so like you probably have a good conversation with her.
I probably would say what I will probably tell you if you're trying to speak to like the actual speaker of the stone. Again, I'm not the speaker of the stone. I don't know how many times I can preface this with stones, but I mean like if you were to like talk to the stone keeper guy, I mean like are you trying to like talk to the king? Is that what you're trying to do?
Who
I
is
guess
the?
eventually.
Yeah, eventually,
Eventually.
if our travels take us that way. But I'm curious about the speaker of the stones. Who's that?
So speak of the stones, great guy, talks stones all day long. He'll talk your ear off about stones. He's kind of boring with stones. He's not as interested with stones as I am, because you know, the stone guy here. So the stone guy over there, the keeper of the stones, the stone keeper, his name is Hagram. He's an alright guy, I guess.
Does he speak a language that we can understand?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's where I learned speaking your guys' language from him.
Okay, can you point us in the right direction? I think we should go talk to him, and then we'll probably check out that temple.
Well, no, he's over in the caverns, the Craigorm caverns that. Craigorm cavern. Yeah, the Craigorm caverns that I was. Yeah, the Pringle cavern. I shouldn't be blasphemous to the stones like that. It is Craigorm. It's a mouthful for me, a stone giant who speaks of stones.
Okay. Cool. Hey guys, I think we should talk to that guy, but I also want to check out the temple before we do that.
Oh, what temple you trying to check out the temple like over there? And he points out, and he points to the. You talking about the overlay hold?
We walked past the temple when we were going to the inn.
Oh fuck. Yeah.
You think I write down names? You know my notes.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the fortress temple thingy back there? Yeah. What about it?
I don't know. Like, is there anything do you know of anything we need to know about that before we go in there?
Remember how I talked about the Deep King being like back there with like that palette? He also like communes, like it's like business in the front, party in the back. It's kind of like the vibes you're getting. So like if you're going there, be kind. But I mean, you're also not a Grey Dwarf. You're kind of like a very talky thing. You kind of look that one, and he points again up at Nevira on the wall. There's like, but she's less talky.
Yeah, she didn't talk a lot.
You guys like twins or something? Like what's going on here?
No, like we're buds, but we're not twins. But usually I talk enough. Yeah. Not buds like plant buds. We're just friends.
I don't know what's a plant. I speak stone.
That's fair. No, she doesn't talk a lot. Usually I do all the talking, and then she pokes me.
You've been talking quite a lot. I've been looking at your two friends back there, and they just kind of keep looking back and forth at us, just kind of like thinking of things.
Yeah, they tend to zone out when I start talking. Hey, Gwen, you know how you like to talk to stones? Have I got the friend for you?
Oh, the stone giant?
Yeah, hey, this is my friend Gwen. She likes to talk to stones.
Hi, Gwen, and he reaches out his stony hand to you.
I'll shake his hand, I guess, or at least his finger.
Can you give me a strength check?
Also, the food's here, by the way.
Cool.
16.
So as you shake his hand, shake his fingers, it's like, got quite the grip on you.
Aha! I'm a dwarf.
Your friend was telling me you were a mountain dwarf of sorts, but you appear to be underground, which is like crazy.
Oh, I know. I don't love it being down here either, but you know.
don't love it being down here? This is my home. It kind of like looks.
There's so much stone here.
Looks lovingly. There's plenty of stones. There's plenty of forges and hammers and other things that people do with not stone.
Ugh, disgraceful if it's not stone.
Disgraceful if it's not stone. I'd like this chap. This chap is that's a neat one. That's a neat one.
I want to keep Rahoot with us. I want to adopt him.
But no, I see your other two friends that are also back there. Like the one that helped out, like my friend with the thing. She's not been talking very much. And there's this other one that's got the ugly ass head that appears to be talking. Does the other head talk?
Yes, the other head talks.
The other head talks. I don't see a mouth on it.
You won't.
How does it
talks
talk?
in your head.
Talk? Ew, I don't. I got enough voices in my head. Don't you know? And he can like, and then he moves on.
All right, so guys, Rahoot, it was nice meeting you. I think that we're
nice
going to go
meeting
check
you
out.
too, tiniest stain of the earth.
Yeah, guys, I think we should go check out the temple, and then we can go talk to the figure out where we want to go from there. But I think we could get information at the temple.
Information about what, though?
The job that we're trying to do.
Okay, just making sure. I'm like, I'm still attached here.
Yeah, the job that we're trying to do, as well as Clavicle.
Okay.
Do you know where Yisla hangs out around Yahoo?
Yisla, I'm afraid I don't really know about that kind of a name.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
No worries. No worries. No worries.
Never
All
heard.
right. Yeah. Firehood.
So he starts to like stomp his way back in the mess of the things that had existed before, where his previous what he called brethren had kind of left in their wake. So he starts stomping his way back, and you see him just kind of like disappear, and then takes a corner, and he disappears, and off he goes.
I like him.
I like him. I like him a lot.
Wanna go to the temple? Is there anything in the bazaar to check out? I'm assuming all the merchants left because their shit was being destroyed.
Some of the merchants, you take a look around and you see that some of them are still being questioned by the stone guards, just kind of like getting like a report of things that have happened. You can kind of overhear some of the conversations, maybe not in a language you understand, but you can kind of get an idea of they are being like concerned of like, you see some of them with like crossed arms going just like, but you, Tom, don't understand what they're saying. Gwen probably would, since she speaks all those languages. But otherwise, you just see them kind of like frumpled, going just like
My vote's to go check out the temple.
Yeah, we need more info on
Yeah.
the job.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's everybody else need?
I'm down to go to the temple.
Let's do it.
Okay. So you guys want to go make your way towards the temple. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick pause though on the recording.
Oh yeah.